Welcome to all. This is class number 28 of our course SFT BMD. I written here today's main purpose is relation between bending moment, shearing force and intensity of load. I will take symbol for bending moment M and shearing force V. Some people take F. Okay, some symbol required, we will take V, popular symbol. Intensity of load W. Now, sometimes they consider Q. Okay, no problem. Symbol is not the important. Important is concept. Now, why this relationship is very important? First of all, this relationship will tell you if intensity of load varies or based on intensity of load, how SF variation will be there. And also, what way SF variation is there, based on that one, there will be BM variation. So when you plot the diagram, it is very important. See, now, when you plot SFD or BMD, the rule is that, see, I will put a rough beam here. I will put a beam, roughly beam. Sufficient, that's all. This way. Now, what you require is, we require ordinates of the shearing force and bending moment at all the salient points, but which I refer it as standard point. See, usually people call salient point, but I prefer the word standard point. Why means that is the way I take class. Standard points. I stick to same concept throughout. If somebody comments, it is not called standard point, it is called salient point. Both are same meaning. Standard point, what it means, I already told in a class earlier. So I told you, if you want to understand everything from me, you have to follow all the classes. Suddenly halfway through, you can't come and join. There, if you don't understand, you are to blame yourself only. So, now, standard points for beam means the points which are required to define location of supports, end of beam, change of loading, or point loads acting at a particular point, etc. like that. See here, these are all standard points. This way. Why? Because, I have not showed arrow mark here. Okay, no problem. See, this is standard. I don't think, I'll put one more point out here. See, this is standard point because left end of the beam. This is standard because supported at that point. A point load is acting. Both are standard because this is where UDL starts and this is where UDL ends. If there is one more point load in between, then this will become standard point, this also will become standard point, this will become standard point. So you cannot tell two successive standard point here and here. It will be here and here. Same here, this point, where UVL starts, UVL ends. Here, this is double reason. One reason, where end of the beam is there. Second reason, point load is there. Suppose this way is there. One more reason, end of the UDL. For any of the reason, this is a standard point. Now, we require SF and BM ordinates at all the standard point. Then very important, you have to join. Join them based on the variation between the two standard points. See, I will do, see, when I explain structural engineering, I always go for simple concept. I don't go for complicated language. I can go. Purpose is to see that it is clear for everybody. There are people who will comment, this standard point definition is not there. It is there in my class, that's all. I will tell that way. In my class, it is there. What is wrong? They will tell no wrong. Then don't comment. See, now, when you join between 2 points, so many cases, see, now I will consider two successive standard points. See, I will tell two successive standard points. I will make very, very clear standard points. This class go through everything actually go through everything from beginning. I always tell. Okay. Two successive standard points, some name required. Say, I will stick to same thing now. A and B. Any name. See, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H means either these two or these two or these two or these two, not these two. Because I already told you two successive standard points, A and B. Now, you want shear force ordinate at A, shear force ordinate at B, join. Or to draw BMD, that is for SFD. For BMD, you need, I have not told still what is SFD BMD means, but I told earlier. For BMD, you need BM ordinate at A, BM ordinate at B, and then join. Okay, now, I just now told you need ordinates at A and B for both SFD and BMD, and then join properly. How to join properly? See, 1 minute. There are different cases are there. I will tell case 1. See, case 1. See, I have not done anything here. Those who want to understand correctly what all I told you are right. And suddenly I tell standard point case 1. No, it is not standard case for, it is not case 1 for standard points. I told something in between. What? To draw SFD and BMD, you need ordinates at the two successive standard points, that way throughout the beam, and then join them properly. So now I am discussing what? You should know how is the variation. I am discussing about the variation, means variation of shear force between two successive standard points, or variation of bending moment between two successive standard points. I am telling successive standard points, very important. Case 1, constant. Constant. In the constant means no variation. It will be a rectangle. But one thing, constant and even can be 0 also. See, if it is, suppose I put 2 points here, see. If 0, no diagram. If constant, see, like this. So, either 0 or constant, one case. Later, the constant and 0, I am separating. I will tell you why. So many people don't consider that way. I told you, every concept will be made clear. Next, case 2 I will tell. Case 2, linear. Even this also linear only. Okay, linear means you join those two by a straight line. Linear. Now what happens is, if it is linear also, there is no problem. Why? Suppose you know the ordinate here. Ordinate here. Linear variation means join by a straight line. So, you do not require any extra other ordinate, any ordinate other than the two standard point if it is linear. So, 0 between two successive standard points, 0 or constant or linear, absolutely no problem. Problem or trouble starts for many people when the variation is of higher degree. I will go for case 3. Case 3, that is what? I will x square, x cube, etc. Means x square means, suppose you take a section at x from any point and write the expression for SF and BM in terms of x. There, what will happen? There, highest power of x will be 2 or 3. See, one thing. Constant means it is x power 0. 0 means 0. I can't tell anything. Constant means x power 0, because anything power 0 is 1. Then linear means x power 1. This you people know it. Y equal to mx plus c is equation for a straight line. So linear means x power 1. X power 2 or x power 3, etc. It comes. See, for example, when you consider UDL, for BMD, it is x square. Shear force variation will be linear. When you consider uniformly varying load, for SF it is x square, and for BM it will be x cube. Further we are not going. So therefore x square or x cube, etc. power more than 1 means they will be curvature. X square means the people tell parabola of second degree or quadratic. X square, X cube, parabola of third degree, or some people call cubic parabolic. That okay depends upon their language. So therefore, that means whatever is there, whether it is x square or x cube, important, curvature will come. When curvature comes, I have seen maximum people having confusion. And so many people, they blindly draw. Something is told in some places, you join this way. That case, you join this way. See, I will tell you, simply supported beam, they will tell for BMD, you draw the curve this way. For cantilever, they will tell, you draw this way. See, sign is not considered here. Then, why? Suppose in a class, for cantilever, if I draw this way, my student will start shouting, newcomers. Shouting means, sir, no, sir. Why? Sir, it is not that way, it is this way. I will ask them, why? Sir, why we don't know. Sir, someone told that way. If someone told you that way, why you believe? I may be correct. Then they will tell, yes, sir, you may be correct. But that's what I thought. Therefore, why you told me wrong? Okay. Then they are speechless. But actually what they are telling is correct, because this way it will come for simply support beam with UDL. This way it will come for cantilever BMD for UDL. Reason will come later. But there is a beautiful reasons for that one. That all I will tell you. So now, see now, when it is, I am discussing the case of, I write here, either x square or x cube, etc. That is, when curvature comes, or simple curve will come. I have seen so many people telling the word joined by a linear curve. What is that statement? Linear curve. Can you imagine? Not one. So many people use the word, say joined by linear curve. They will tell joined by parabolic curve. Parabolic curve is correct. Circular curve is correct. Linear curve. What it means? Linear curve. It is a straight line. Why you want to call it linear curve? Okay, let them at least now realize that slip of tongue they can tell. Don't use that word. Don't tell linear curve. Okay. Now, x square or x cube, curvature will be there. Now, or curve. Now, see, I will briefly tell what happens. See, suppose I take two standard points A and B. I write all possibility here. You know the value here, something like this. Whether it is SFD or BMD, don't bother now. It is one of them. It is one of them. What is our intention is to get clarity for how to decide the variation. See, here it is like this. See now, I want to join these two. If it is a linear variation, then join by what people call linear curve. No, joined by a straight line. Okay, over. Now, we are discussing the case of x square or x cube means either parabola or parabola of second degree or higher degree. That is not required for us. That you worry later when you go for the particular case. Now see, curvature important. How to join? See, now we have to join this one. I write how to join. How to join the value at A and value at B. See, so many chances are there. See, one chance, I will write here. You can join this way. See, curvature, okay, little reduced here, okay, no problem. Second chance, you may join, see, this way. And here also important, what is the slope here, what is the slope here, that all I will tell you later. Sometimes they draw correct curve, but they don't maintain the correct angle or slope there. It looks very ugly for someone who knows the concept. When BMD is drawn, I'll give a small example for you. A small example for you. I have seen people drawing BMD. Correct. Shape of curve is correct, but this and this it looks very ugly because, see, this is a tangent here. Slope and the slope will not match. There's a reason. This is correct or possible if there's a point load is there at that point. If there is no change of loading at that point, if there is no change of shearing force at that point, then this is wrong. What way you have drawn see the straight line here, the curve should continue same way. That for that curve, the tangent should merge with this line. I will tell you later, one by one, correctly make clear. So, in my course SFD BMD, even people who already got good knowledge, I can give further better knowledge for them. What all I know, I will tell. And how far I know, you will be knowing as I go to the diagrams. Now see, one more chance. Now, there is one more chance is there. See, who knows? See, keeps on decreasing here. Decreasing only. But see here now. This way or this way. Or one more chance is there. See, who knows? It may smooth curve. See, curve can go this way and come this way. That means here, this is maximum, minimum. Maximum, minimum. No, maximum is somewhere here. Or see, one more chance is there. Who knows? This curve this way may come here and touch the line and go this way. Again, one more chance. See. It may come and cross the baseline, again cross the baseline and go here. How you decide? That all decisions are made by using relation between BM, SF and intensity of load. Therefore, very, very powerful. See, now, sufficient. Furthermore, I will not tell. See, now, for example, if a cantilever is there, see, if there is a uniformly varying load of this type, or if there is a cantilever with uniformly varying load of this type, then how to draw SFD? Ask people, they will tell go up, okay, go up, done. Now here 0, here 0. Now how to join? Shall I join this way or this way? Here you have to join this way. But here you have to join this way. See how fluently I have drawn? I don't have any crude method. I will look there and I can make out, yes, curve is like this. By looking only I can tell curve is like this. Why? Because I got a better knowledge. The moment I look at that loading diagram there, I can make out how is the curvature. See, I directly put here, curve is like this. Here, I put curve this way. These all will be clear for you once, not right now. Right now, I will establish relation between BM, SF and intensity of load. Actually, most of people know it. See, I write here, what you know? dm by dx equal to V. Then dV by dx equal to W. Some will tell me, sir, not W, sir. Then minus W. Keep quiet. I will show it can be W. If you start from left side with the shear force convention, it will become minus W. Same thing if I start from right side and take X from there, it will become plus W. So, important is not sign. That will come here. Important is how much. That means rate of change of bending moment is shearing force. Rate of change of shearing force is intensity of load. This is what we will prove. Or one more is there. If you go backwards, if you integrate, you get what? V equal to integration of W dx. That will tell you change of shear force between any 2 points is equal to area of the load diagram. You integrate this one, dm equal to v dx. Integrate, you get bm, change of bm between 2 points will be equal to area of the shearing force diagram between those 2 points. These all we will consider one by one in order when you go to case. Like, for example, suppose I consider a problem here this way and I draw SFD and BMD by basic principles. Sometimes I will tell, now do one thing, you also draw the diagram by using that relationship. Use the area of the load diagram, get the shear force, use area of the shear force diagram, get the BM, but it is not popular. It is only required as a concept. So these all will come later. So now I think it is clear for you why the relation important, because see, just joining these two, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 options here, suddenly why this way, it will be clear only after knowing relation between BM, SF and intensity of load. Now, I will tell one more thing now. For establishing relationship between them, what people do is, usually what they will do is, they will take a elemental length dx. Then load intensity they will take randomly here. Then they will tell, since it is a very small length, intensity is constant, say W. Not wrong. When you, even if see uniformly varying load is there, if you take elemental length dx, then the intensity can be taken constant. But this way type of derivation, what happens is, so many people or textbooks or especially foreign author books, they do this way. Even I also will consider this way for some MTech subject. There's a reason for that one. But such derivations will not cover, I told something, when SF is 0 between 2 points, what happens? When there is no load between these 2 points, when SF constant, what happens? Or when there is SF linear variation is there, then how the BM will change, or etc., that will not be covered. So I am not going to for this type of derivation where you take elemental length dx, then what they will do is, they will put a shear force V here, a BM M here, then when you come here, they will put a shear force V and BM M, and by taking moment equilibrium, they will get relationship between bending moment, shear force and intensity of load. 100% correct. I am not telling wrong. But an ordinary person, by looking, he will get confused. What is going on? No. My teaching is always in such a way that everything is crystal clear for one who is following me. Question of what level I know does not count. That comes into picture or counts when I have discussion with someone. That I already shown to people what level I can go. Complicated level I can easily go. Such a complicated level means I don't want to continue further. See, so many methods are there, indeterminate structure. I can solve some of them very high speed. How means some shortcuts. Shortcut means not crude method. Shortcut based on principles only. I never go for crude method. I may tell some crude method for you. That is for your benefit. I don't require crude methods. But that all of no use for you. If I do take class that way, what he will tell? What he tells, first of all, not clear. I want everything to be clear. So instead of this way, I will explore it in a systematic way so that all the cases are considered. Now, what I will do is, I will consider, see, when I go to next sketch, I want full board clean. I will consider 2 successive standard point, means maybe these 2 point, or these 2 point, or these 2 point, or these 2 point. I will put it like this. See, I will put that sketch here. I will write like this. I will call A and B. Then, between A and B, I will consider some loading. Now, what I will do is, this length required, I will take the length as L0 because it is not span of the beam. It is a part of the beam. Distance between 2 standard points. Then, I will put a upward force here and a moment here. I will call this as V and M. V is shearing force here, M is bending moment. Now, this does not mean that V is the what? It does not mean that V is the reaction. It can be reaction. If it is the end of the beam, this V is the reaction. But if it is somewhere here, then that V is net force from this side. So, you do not by heart, V is the reaction, M is the reacting moment. When I consider free body or a part of structure between 2 standard points, see this side actually also shear force BM is there. I show a cut here. Cut means further I am not interested. I will consider left side. So, right, even here also shear force at BM will be there, but I am not looking that side. Cut. Now, See, therefore, V and M, remember what it means, that V and M means net vertical force here and moment. Sometimes M may be 0, V can be 0. But now, if I put V and M, what will happen is, bending moment symbol is M, shear force symbol is V. So to avoid that one, what I will do is, I will put this as not V, I will put VA and MA. VA and MA. VA means it can be shear force at A. It can be VA reaction only if it is the end of the beam. MA is the BM here. Of course, if it is the end of the beam, that is nothing but reacting moment also. So our important is, at the starting point, I want VA and MA, one vertical force and one moment. Now, I am not telling this is shearing force or bending moment, because I want to consider between the point. Variation means what? I will take a section here at X from here. I told you A and B are standard point. So I will tell once again, when you write here, VAMA will come everywhere. Then I will tell special cases. I will tell if VA is 0, what happens? That so many people don't consider. That is the case of zero shear force between these 2 points, and that means you will be knowing later bending moment will be constant. When bending moment is constant, it is also called as pure bending. Later. Okay. Now, therefore, remember, now, between these 2 points, what I will do is, first I will consider no loading. I will consider no loading. Then I will consider UDL from A up to B. I won't stop here. I won't stop here, because if I stop here, then that becomes a standard point. So I will consider UDL. Then I will consider UVL between those 2 points. For length L0. L0 is constant. It is not variable. Now, sometimes student will ask me, sir, everything clear, sir. You considered between 2 standard points, A and B, no load. Okay, sir, clear. Then you told, sir, no load one case. Then next you told, between those 2 points, when UDL is there and UVL is there, whether this way or this way, that all not required now. UVL is there. It can't be this way. Yeah. Sir, everything is clear. But you forgot one thing. I will ask them, what I forgot? They will tell as if what? They have found a mistake. Sir, you are not told between these 2 standard points. If you told, sir, no load one case, I will tell you, no, before that one more is there when V is 0. Okay, sir, no problem, got it. But sketch-wise, between 2 standard points, no load one case, UDL one case, and UVL next case. Sir, you are not considered between those 2 points. If point load is there, you are not told, sir. I have to laugh only. Anybody can tell the reason here who is viewing? Now, I will give little time for you to think. I will tell the answer now. I will give some time, silently. You right now, you have to tell the answer. See, if it is live class, I will ask, comment fast. Give comments. Comment will come. Usually, like comments, what I do is, I tell, people won't comment in my live class. Then I will tell, do one thing, don't waste time. If you know some answer, correct or wrong, wrong means no problem, I am there to correct. Correct means I am there to appreciate it. To appreciate it. I will tell appreciation. Good, very good, I will tell. Or if you don't know, type don't know. So that let's go further. No point in wasting time. I will tell them, if you feel some answer you know, correct or wrong, type the answer. Let me know. I will comment on that one. Or don't waste time unnecessarily, because I will keep on waiting, looking at the chat. Then tell me, don't know. Usually, when I ask a question, usual comment coming is, I don't know, sir. Even if they know, they will tell don't know, because they are afraid that it is wrong. Then someone will tell afterwards, sir, I was knowing it. Then why not type? Sir, afraid. Whatever we tell you, you always try to find a mistake in it. I will tell them, see, okay, done, correct. I always try to find mistake. There are 2 types of that one. One of them is, person is called sadistic person, who enjoys by finding mistake in others. I am not a sadist. Do you think I am a sadist? They will tell, no sir, nothing possible. Okay, then, yes, correct. When you tell something in the classroom also, in front of me, when they tell something, I try to find mistake, or if they tell correct thing, I will tell wrong, deliberately, so that they should learn from the mistake. My purpose of finding mistake or making you to make the mistake is to see that later that mistake is not made. They will tell, sir, we know it, sir. Other one is called sadistic behavior. I am not a sadist. That is what others make when others are making mistakes, enjoy and what? Tell. See, wrong. I know much more. I don't have to tell. 100% I am not sadistic type. So therefore, that way, now time is sufficient for us. I think by this time, those who know the answer should have themselves told the answer. I will tell the answer. Simple answer. See, if there is a point load is there between, usually in the class I won't give the answer, I will tell them next time I will tell. Not because I am not knowing, giving them time to think or end of the class. Then, or here I can't wait because next time is not possible. So, if there is a point load between the two standard points, then A and B are not two successive standard points. Since a point load comes here, this also will become a standard point. Therefore, your B should be here now, not there. So, between two standard points, point load cannot come. Because between two standard points, if a point load comes, then that also will become standard. Between two successive standard points, that will not come. Like I told, standard point is like bus stops, official bus stop, where bus will stop. Between two successive bus stops, another bus stop cannot come, because if another bus stop comes in between, then successive bus stop will become this one and that one. See, bus will stop here, bus will stop here. These are two successive bus stops. If you make one more bus stop here, then these two will become successive bus stops. Therefore, between two standard points, point load cannot come. So, our case is 1. I will start now. No load between the 2 points. Second one, UDL between the two successive standard points. 3. Uniformly varying load. One type I will take. It is not required this way or this way. One type, we want variation. Then later we will discuss. 3. But apart from that one, before all these 3, first one is a special, that is when V becomes 0 and no load. That is, shear force is 0. That will not come if I discuss as per the standard format of what? No load between 2 points, 2 successive standard points, or UDL or UVL. If I discuss that way, that pure bending case where shear force 0 will not come. So I will include that one or consider that one in the beginning as a super case. Then subsequently 3 standard cases. Okay, I will start now. Get the relation between M, V and W. M means bending moment, V means shear force, W means intensity of load. And then this VA and MA are constant values. They are not variable. They are net vertical force here and net moment here. They can be shear force bending moment if it is end of the beam. Or if it is intermediate point also, they are shear force bending moment only. Or you can tell what? If it is intermediate point, suppose here, then suppose you are here. Then that V is this net vertical force, M is net moment. So they are constants. This VA and MA are constant. Now, L0 also, distance between two standard points is constant. In between, X will come, that is a general point. I will start one by one now. That is systematically relation between BM, shear force and intensity of load. At that time, I may put suffix here. I will put MX and VX and WX. Okay, 1 minute. Now we will start. See, I will write here. Consider. I will tell one more thing now. See, all this explanation I am giving thoroughly so that everybody will understand. People who want only shortcut, for them, what I will do is, after everything is over, summary I will give you. That is a separate class. I will full board, I will write summary, I will briefly explain, small duration class. So that everything will be clear. But if you know all these things, the concept will be fully thorough. Consider two successive, I told successive standard points. Standard points. Next time I won't tell all these things. Somebody can comment, sir, it is not clear, sir. Between 2 points, each point, I will tell them why you are not gone through class 28. In class 28, I told, you cannot come to a particular class and tell something is not told. It is told earlier. Complete course to be covered means you have to follow each and every class. Such point. See, now, I will start first. See, I will not explain now. See, this is A. Say A and B. Say A and B. A left side, B right side. This don't by heart A, B. A. See, here, there is a force here of, I will put A this side, VA and MA this way. I can take VA down also, MA anti-clockwise also. That is not important. And this is the point B. This length is, I told, L0. This side summary, next time this L0 will not be there. See, let L0, which is a constant, be length AB, length of AB, A to B. Okay, now, what I will do is, this is B, I am showing a cut here. See. Further, that side, I am not going, I will put the standard point here, over. Now, I will first consider here, consider section XX, very important, at X from A. So therefore, I am going to consider a section XX here. X here. Okay. Now, tell me, then shear force at XX, say V suffix X, V at X. Shear, this is shear force equal to, our convention is left up dot right down is positive. If you look left side here. It is plus VA. I write here, that is, it is constant. Why? Because I will tell X is not there, or if X is there, X power is 0. You can write VA into, if you want, X power 0 you can write. X0. VA is constant. Then VA over. Then bending moment at XX, say MX equal to sagging positive will be equal to plus MA. Why plus I am not telling, because already it shouted hours together. Plus MA plus VA into X. Now see here. That means it is linear variation. For an engineer, the one who has passed BE or studying BE or finished MTech or PhD, all that much basic knowledge should be there. Why linear? Because power of X is 1. Highest power you have to see. Highest power of X is 1 means linear. Therefore, see, this is the case I will write. I will tell the case. I forgot to write the case here. Consider the case. I will put this as 1. See, I forgot to write only 1. Consider the case. Consider no load in between A and B. There is no loading in between A and B. So therefore, now very important, conclusion will come in the next class, very short class. I know more and more people will go to that class because ultimate class. But any doubt, you have to come to this class. See, this way I think nobody is going for relationship. They will go for one single stretch, one element they will consider, and then consider everything there. This will make very clear. So, when there is no load between 2 points, then shear force will be constant and bending moment variation will be linear. That's what you want. Now what you do is, just for some purpose, you differentiate the expression for dmx with respect to x. See what happens. You differentiate this mx with respect to x. When you differentiate mx with respect to x, ma becomes 0. Va into x will become plus Va. Plus Va. That means, but plus Va, that is nothing but shearing force at x. Therefore, differentiation of bending moment gave you the shear force at the section. Or, therefore, you can write differentiation of mx dmx by dx is Vx. Or if you write words, I'll write little down, I'll write here. I want some space. Therefore, I want some reason. Here, further below. Therefore, dmx, because this will repeat, dmx by dx equal to Vx. Or if I write by words, this I am writing in the next class. Rate of change of bending moment equal to shear force. Remember, because dy by dx is actually differentiation of y with respect to x, or you can also tell rate of change of y with respect to x. Same way here. Differentiation of bending moment with respect to x will give shear force, or more precisely, rate of change of bending moment is equal to shearing force. Okay, now this is cut. Now do one thing. You just for fun differentiate this one case. Find what is dvx by dx. Differentiate shear force also with respect to x. You get 0. Correct? We get 0. Now 0 means what? See, later you can understand. You will get dvx by dx as intensity of load. Or see here, between A and B there is no loading. Or you will understand later why I am writing. Or you can tell later dvx by dx equal to intensity of load. Intensity of load. Yes, correct. No one can tell wrong, because someone will ask, how you know? I want to connect shear force with intensity of load. How much answer? 0. Somebody will tell, how you know that it is intensity? Wait for some time. Wait for some time. Anyway, if I write that way, anything wrong here? No wrong. Why? There is no load. So, what you concluded now? When there is no loads between two standard points A and B, we got shear force constant and Bm variation linear. And we also got relation dmx by dx equal to shear force and dvx by dx equal to intensity of load, or rate of change of bending moment equal to shear force, rate of change of shear force equal to intensity of load. This will come every time now. Okay, over. Now do one thing. Consider a particular case here. Particular case. Now only. That is when that Va equal to 0. That is, this Va is not there. If the Va is not there, see what happens. Then your shear force Vx will be equal to, look this side, nothing is there, 0. And Mx will be equal to, see, plus Ma, that's all. Or you can tell, between 2 points later, if shear force is 0, then bending moment is constant. Why constant? Because there is no x here. Whatever is the value of x you write here, see, Bm here, Me, Bm here, Me, Bm here, Me. Everywhere shear force 0. Therefore, I will add that one between 2 points. That is the first one I will write in the order. If shear force is 0, then bending moment is constant. And one more thing I will tell, that is the case of pure bending. I will explain later. That is also called as pure bending, in which case the elastic curve will be a part of a circle, arc of a circle that comes in deflection chapter. Depending on time slot for me, and later I may take up deflection. Even I am planning now to start classes for deflection, but not this way systematic, shortcut methods for deflection. That is a very popular throughout. I will write my version of shortcut. Go through it. You will know what way I can give shortcut. But remember, I will give shortcut with information. Okay, now one part clear. I now go to second part. Summary all will come in the next class. Full board I am writing 2 types. Once for relationship, once for differentiation, then once for that curve. I told whether curve is this way or curve is that way. That all will be covered in class number 29. Short class, maybe 10-15 minutes only, where I don't have to explain much. In the board, I will write earlier only to save time. Full board statement will be there. You can take a screenshot of that one and make note later. Okay, I will start now. Next cases. Okay, we will start now. I will tell case 2 now. Case 2. Actually, remember, this is case 2. Last time was case 1. In the case 1, there is one special case was there when Vi is 0. So here case 1, case 2, case 3. But when I give summary, it will be 4 cases. Why? First is the case when Vi is 0. That is 0 shear force. Then no load, 0 shear force. Next, no load with constant shear force. Now, next case 2. Same thing. When there is UDL between the standard points, as discussed A and B. When there is UDL between the standard points A and B. Sometime a student will tell me, sir, suppose UDL stops in between. If someone talks that in front of me, I will tell how much time I told you. If the UDL stops between those 2 points, then where UDL stops, that itself will become standard point. How between 2 successive standard points UDL can stop? See, I will put the sketch here now. See, you don't feel I am an angry person that way. I should talk that way only for people who put comment without knowing. First of all, people who know me, they will not tell those things. They will tell a doubt. Sir, one small doubt, sir. See, I will tell one more example later. A and this is B. Okay. I will not look that side. This is L0. See, L0. There is UDL between the 2 points. Say W per unit length. That means where W is intensity of UDL. Since it is UDL, intensity is constant. That much if you are not knowing, I will tell why you are not gone through my earlier class. I explained type of load so clearly earlier. Okay, now see, if someone tells, sir, if the UDL stops here, what else I can tell him? Then this will become B. Between the 2 successive standard points, UDL cannot stop. They will tell, sir, if they make a bus stop in between, then these 2 will become 2 successive bus stops. Oh, sorry, sir. So I will tell them, do not tell something is wrong, what I did. You can ask your doubt, but what you ask me, sir, I think it is wrong. That word, sorry, they will tell, in future I won't use. See, now, consider, as usual, consider section XX. Why section XX? XX between A and B, comma, at X from A, as shown. See, anybody can tell here, I usually ask in the class, tell why you require section XX. Because we want to know the variation between A and B, means as you go from point to point here, how it varies. For that you require section XX in terms of X. So as X varies, value will vary. So now, you are tell the answer here now. Then shear force at XX, say some symbol Vx equal to left up, right down, positive, equal to, look here, it is plus Va minus w into x. W into x. I will not explain because what you are doing all the previous classes. How much I explain. I explain in such a way that even the weakest person can understand. So that's why I told you cannot come to a particular class and tell something not clear. If anybody goes through all the classes, if he tells not clear, my students will tell impossible. Okay. Now, immediately, see, this is the expression for Vx, rounding off by no simplification, Vx. That is linear variation. Linear variation. Sufficient here. For what? For shear force. Why? Because reason I am not writing here, I am telling by words. You should write if you want. Something I am not dictating here. Those who are serious should make a note. Why linear? Because always see highest power of x. Highest power of x is 1. So that means shear force variation is linear when between two standard points there is UDL. Okay, now, and next tell me what is the bending moment at xx. Say mx. Sagging positive you take. You can take whatever way will positive. That will give you bending moment here plus ma, no distance here. It is plus ma plus va into x minus w into x is the total load into x by 2. I will simplify it as ma plus va into x minus w x square by 2 is the equation for mx. Okay, now observe the highest power of x. Highest power of x is 2, not square. Some student will tell in my class, what is highest power of x? Sir, square. No. Tell x square or x power 2. Don't tell x power square. Tell 1/3 or 2/3 or 1/3 or 2/3. They will laugh then. Okay, now, therefore, that is parabolic variation. You should know that one. Parabolic variation. I am dictating here. Variation means what? Highest power of x is 2 means the variation of bending moment between two standard points will be parabolic when there is UDL, or you can tell parabolic of second degree. That is x square is there. Second degree curve it is. Over. Now, how the curve will come, this way will come or this way will come, that is the importance for so many people. That will come in the summary. First I want what? It is parabolic. Over. Now, after that one, once again for fun, differentiate mx with respect to x. See what you get. If you differentiate mx with respect to x, ma becomes 0, it becomes plus va minus wx square by 2. When you differentiate, it becomes w into 2x divided by 2. I cannot explain further for differentiation, or this will become va minus w into x is differentiation of dmx by dx. Now observe, va minus wx is nothing but shear force only. That is nothing but vx only. So once again you got differentiation of bending moment with respect to x will give once again shear force. Words you can write. Rate of change of bending moment is shear force. Once again you got now. It is permanent now. Even same thing for UVL or any type of loading. Then also calculate differentiation of shear force with respect to x. VA becomes 0 minus W or equal to minus W. Therefore, you can tell W is the intensity of load. Intensity of load. Therefore, rate of change of shear force once again equal to intensity of load. That minus sign I am not writing here. There is a reason. So many people, they write standard minus. I will prove it is wrong. I will tell why. 1 minute. I will tell why. I will sometime one, actually it happened once. I will tell. Someone told, sir, you wrote no minus. There you got minus. In the summary, you have not told minus. What is the problem? I think you forgot. I will tell. I told him. I don't tell who it is. He may be listening to this class. I told him, He's not a student. I told him, if I did not write minus, there's a reason for it. Remember. But minus comes. Okay, 1 minute. Start. Consider right side portion, say VB and W per unit length. X here. Tell me, what is the shear force here now? Look that side. He will tell it is minus VB plus W into X. Why? Sir, because right down is positive. Very good. Now tell me, what is different? This is called Vx. dVx by dx now. He will be shocked to know that, sir, W. What about minus? Minus is not there. Not there, That's why I have not put minus there. That minus because of sign convention that I will explain to students when I take numerical part later. When the minus will come, when minus will not come. Therefore, even for dmx by dx also sometimes can be minus Vx. So, signs are not required. What you want? Rate of change of bending moment is shear force. Rate of change of shear force equal to intensity of load. Then he told, sorry, you are right. I don't want to tell him, I will be always right only. If minus is standard, I will write minus here. But I will tell you, majority of people use minus sign there. Wrong. I use that minus sign for strength of material subject for students. Why? I can't tell all these for students. For them sufficient. I will write minus and stop. This much I will not explain for them. Therefore, technically, what you remember? Rate of change of bending moment equal to shear force. Rate of change of shear force equal to intensity of load. Further, I will tell that way, d square m by dx square equal to w. That I will tell later, not now. Okay, now, the last case, that is case 3, when there is not UDL, UVL between the two standard points A and B. There, I will write a sketch here. See, UVL, A and B. Let, as shown, here, W stands for maximum intensity. Or you can tell W at B, because intensity varies along the length, W at B. But of course, that means I am going to consider UVL like this. Same theory valid for this also, or even for this also. I can even explain this one, but there is a limit is there. What we want is, when there is no load between these 2 points, super case of zero shear force, then regular case, no load. Then second case, UDL between two standard points. Third case, UVL between standard point. I will finish that one and wind up this class. Next class, I will give very systematic summary that you have to go through again and again. There you will be knowing whether curve is this way or curve is that way. I will give the reason at that time. Perfect reason. Okay. I will start the last case now. Closing part. We will start. You can see I have not removed that one. Why? It will come once again now. It is permanent. See. Now, sketch I will write. This is the point. This is your A. There is a force here of VA as usual. This is MA. But so many times, if it is a cantilever free end, VA will be 0, MA will be 0. If 0 means why worry? You substitute 0. Now, see, uniformly varying load. No student will tell, take some here to here, sir. I cannot take here to here because if I take here to here, this will become standard point. So now they will know it. See, this way, this is the point B. I will stop here. Length is L0. And this is, I will tell W at B per unit length. See, unit length means it is a maximum ordinate at B, WB. Here I will take 0 just for easy calculation. That's all. Same result will come if you take this way or if you take trapezoidal loading. Variation is important. I can prove for everything, but no, limit is there. Okay, start. Now, as usual, consider section XX between A and B, comma, at X from A. I will take a section here. See. This time, to understand correctly, just for only for this case, for a thorough understanding, I will take with a color. Only for understanding purpose. Yes, right time, I am not getting that color. I just got it. I will consider, see, section X, oh, again, same color. Leave it. I am not getting it here. When you require, it is not there now. Okay, leave it, no color. Okay. Now, I will tell this is your X. See, I can write wherever I want. This is your X. Now see, here intensity is W at B, here 0. So this intensity you require, let it be W intensity at X. It is more than 0, less than WB. So next, let W suffix X, see, be intensity at XX. At XX. Now what you do? To get that one, use similar triangles. Why similar triangles? Linear variation. I have seen some people to locate the zero shear point for UVL when variation is parabolic using similar triangle property. I have seen people doing it. What else I can do other than just laugh and leave it? But here, see, now, you can tell W suffix X divided by X. This is suffix X, this is numerical X equal to W at B divided by L naught. Therefore, your W at X equal to WB into X divided by L. That much per unit length. Now see, in this equation, you put X equal to 0, you get intensity 0 here. You put X equal to L, WB, L by L, you once again get WB. If you put X equal to L by 2, you will get exactly WB by 2. If you put X equal to 1/4 of L naught, you get 1/4 of WB that way. So in general, WB. Now you have tell what? Answer. Therefore now, shear force at XX, that is called Vx, equal to left up, right down, positive. I am not explaining because I have told so many times. Look this side, plus VA minus only this much load. Why? Shearing force means one side you have to see. Once again a triangle of base length X and height only WX. Only this much load equal to minus half into X into W suffix X is the total load. I am not explaining why, because you should have gone through my class earlier of uniformly varying load and correctly understood how to find total load for UVL. How many times I shouted in the class, you will be knowing if you go to that class. Now, or equal to plus VA minus half into X into W suffix X is WBX divided by L, or you can tell your shear force Vx equal to VA minus WB into X square by 2L. This will very clearly tell, in the expression for shear force at XX, highest power of X is 2. You can write if you want. Therefore, it will be parabolic variation. See, you can see slowly shear force variation. Tomorrow, next class I will tell, not now. Parabolic variation. Again, doubt comes. What type of parabola? Second degree parabola. Quadratic. Okay, parabolic variation. So, when there is uniformly varying load is there between two standard points, shear force variation is parabolic. Second degree parabola. Okay, now calculate bending moment at XX. That is mx, sagging positive. Here bending moment plus ma plus Va into x. I am not explaining why, because there is a limit for explaining. Minus moment of this load about this point. First load half into x into W suffix x is the total load into when I want only this much load, moment about this point, for this load, resultant will pass here, from here to here will be multiplied by 1/3 of x, or equal to MA plus VA into x minus half into x into WX equal to WB into x by L into x by 3, or your MX will become MA plus VA into x minus WB is a constant into x cube by 6. Now, see the highest power of x. Highest power of x is 3. That means, once again, variation is parabolic only. Parabolic of third degree, not second degree, third degree. Or you can tell cubic variation, cubic parabolic. Okay. Therefore, remember now, last time the summary. So, what you got now? First time you got shear force constant, Bm linear. Next you got shear force linear, Bm parabola second degree. Now you got shear force parabola second degree, Bm parabola third degree. Means no load, UDL and UVL, x power steadily increases. That summary will come next class. Okay, now, lastly, find dmx by dx. Differentiate mx with respect to x. You get once again VA minus, I'll change here only to save the time. VA minus WB into x cube by 6 becomes, x cube becomes 3x square. 3x square by 6, or it will become VA minus WB into x square by 2. X square by 2. Now observe correctly. VA minus WB into x square by 2 is nothing but, here, see, it is nothing but shear force equal to Vx. Once again, same answer. That means here also you got same relation, rate of change of bending moment equal to shear force. Now, lastly, rate of change of shear force. Differentiate Vx with respect to x. 0 minus, it will become 0 minus WB into x square becomes 2x divided by 2L, or see what happens now, WB into 2x divided by TL, or will be equal to minus WB into x by L. WB into x by L. See correctly here. WB into x by L is intensity at xx. That is nothing but intensity of load at xx only. So what happened? Even here also we got rate of change of shear force is intensity of load. Okay, now I will conclude the class because summary next time with the full board with all statements. But before that one, see, I'll just, for those who are going to this class, just summary by words only. Standard point are considered two successive. Between them, if there is no load and no shear force, then shear force 0 means Bm is constant, called pure bending. Or if shear force is there and constant, Bm is linear. Next, if UDL is there, shear force will be linear, Bm variation is parabola of second degree. If uniformly varying load is there, shear force variation will be parabola of second degree, and Bm variation is parabola of third degree. And all the cases, remember, rate of change of bending moment equal to shear force, rate of change of shear force is equal to intensity of load. What it means, I will tell in the next class. That will help you to decide whether curve is this way or curve is this way, or will the curve will go further up and down, or down means below baseline and come back. That all you can understand in next class, where class duration, I think because I am explaining all this, it may be little, not too much, it can't be more than half an hour. Instead of 10 minutes, it may become 20 minutes, still less than half an hour. Okay, now All those who are serious for knowledge and want to learn, go through this class repeatedly. Of course, all the classes. Okay. Thank you for watching.